evening, my Dharma friends. When we meditate, we often encounter either one or all of the five hindrances: desire, ill will, sloth, torpor, restlessness, and doubt. It's a very normal process when we sit down and we start meditating. First, we begin to calm down ourselves, so therefore the five sense doors begin to close down. The eye, the ears, the nose, the tongue, and the body, leaving the mind at work. And right there, if you can discern, you're going to see that we got stuck either one of those or five of those. It's a normal process because of this is how the mind works. First is the desire. We start thinking of what we want, thinking of the sensory desire. Sometimes because of the condition. Let's say that when we're hungry, that we have a desire to eat and such and such. And we have a desire to suppress the mind. We have a desire not to exist. Because of, I do have that desire sometimes, to having this body. Sometimes you get sick and get sick and tired of having this body, so you desire not to exist anymore. So, in such a case, desire for non-existence. And a lot of that, you're going to recognize that the sensory desires, sometimes you wanted to hear a nice music, you wanted to hear a nice voice, such and such. So it came up on during the meditation process. And then the ill will, it happened quite a lot that you start thinking of the one that you hate, the one that makes you grieve, and such and such. And then the sloth and torpor, the inability to concentrate. We cannot go back to the primary object of meditation. Let's say that you concentrate on your breath, but then you cannot go back to your breath because of the wandering mind. And then the wandering mind is the restless. The mind keeps thinking, jumping from this subject to another subject to another subject. The train of thoughts non-stop. Then come to the fifth one, that you doubt. You doubt to the teaching, you doubt to yourself. All of those are mental factors. It's good to recognize them. And then during the process, when you recognize them, you let them go, you go back to your primary objects. Or you can do a little bit of soft mental noting. Oh, desire. Say it within your head. Oh, anger. Oh, sloth, torpor. Oh, restlessness. Oh, doubt. Don't underestimate the mental noting. It's very powerful. It's going to wake you up and bring you back to the primary object. Or you can do is that open yourself out to all of that mental factors. Because of every one of them, when they're present, there is a known factor which knows what is going on. So in this case, you just let go, let go, let go. Leaving your mind emptied. Of course, it's not going to be easy. It takes a lot of patience. Master Ajahn Chah said that in the first 5 years, you've gained nothing. After the 5 years, then you have a little confidence in yourself of the experience of meditation. So it takes time. The most important thing is that what is going on is just a mental process. Just a mental process, and it's not real. You recognize them, you let them go. Don't burden yourself with such a thing. Because of, we always have a lamentation that, oh, this is bad. I didn't want it such and such, so you put more attitude toward what has been going on already, so it's more burden. And during the process, it's not wise. Just let it go. Or you can let it be. Because of whether you let it go or let it be, it's going to go away on its own. Just like a Halloween yesterday. Lots of kids come to your door, disguised in many different forms. They come and they go. They come and they go. Sometimes you invite them to be in the house. After you've done your business, their business, then they go, leaving you alone. Just like that. So you treat mental factors just like a Halloween kids. Stop them by the door and they will go away. Like I said, that you let it go, they go. You won't let it go, they will go on themselves. It's just a natural process of the mind. So whatever worries you, let it go or let it be. What makes you angry? What makes you angry? What makes you to desire of this and that, here and there? It will go away. And gradually that you gain confidence. Oh, this is what those past people have taught us. This is it. And you no longer doubt about it. You gain more experience in knowing what's going on within your own mind. So keep doing it. Don't worry about when you're going to finish. Don't worry about when you're going to gain enlightenment. No. Let it be as it is. Gradually the process is going to unfold itself. Now remember, the process is going to unfold itself. There's no force. But we have a habit in such a hurry that we want it to be done as soon as possible, and therefore we put a lot of effort into the process, and we become depressed because of the string is too tight. Remember, it's all about impermanence. Nothing can stay. Nothing. Matters come. They have ability to come, especially with the mind. The thinking mind is one of the ability of the mind is that to think. Therefore, we don't fight against it, especially during meditation. We don't know, and when we sit down, then we fight with the oncoming train of thoughts, oncoming trains of all mental factors, desire, anger, sloth and torpor, restlessness, and doubt. It's part of the mind. Only when we understand, oh, this is how the mind works, then right there's the door for it to become less and less and less. But at this point, we still have a desire for it to be gone. No. The wisdom is that you do not attach to any of those. Non-attachment is the best. Because you don't care whether there is a desire or there is not a desire, because of the non-attachment. Now, when I'm speaking of non-attachment, you might have a desire to to gain that kind of non-attachment. It's just because of the mind, the natural process of the mind, that whatever it hears, it wants it. So we understand the process. That understanding is extremely important. Extremely, extremely. My definition of enlightenment is that non-attachment. That's it. There's no special process. There's no special mental attainment. No such a thing. It's just a non-attachment. We don't suppress. We don't judge. We don't condemn. Whatever it is, let it be, let it stay as it is. And then by inclination from natural process, it will go away. Then something else comes by. Then we let it go. Then something else comes by. Then we let it go. Our only job is to let it go. Recognize, let it go. Recognize, let it go. If we can understand that, then half an hour of meditation becomes very heavily. Because if you don't fight, you don't have anything. You are acting as a screen, not an object of the movies that plays on the screen. There's only one screen. Just like the iPhone right there recording. I can wave, I can wiggle, I can close my eyes, wave, wiggle, closing my eyes are an appearance on the screen. So do all mental factors. They're just like a waving, wiggling, closing, they all appearance. Appearances are elusive, so we don't have to worry. And when we recognize such a thing like that, now remember, when we recognize deeply, I think that we can solve a lot of our problems, a lot of our common sense. Looking back, many years in the past, we were wondering that, how stupid we were. We let this bother us, we let that bother us. And when we think back, this is nothing. So, now, again, we come here sharing the experience of meditation. Some of us will be hoping for something else coming, for better, brighter, after we leave this temple. No. Again, we understand what is going on. expect that the problem's going to go away. Remember that when we solve one problem, like I said before, the existing problems, when we solve it, there's something else coming out. And then we try to solve it, there's something else coming out. It's just part of, being a human. We're entitled to encounter problems after problem. The other thing is that we understand. And that understanding will solve everything. Earlier today, I was watching, I don't know if I suggest the documentation that any of you watched that? No? Oh. Marcus, did you watch it? Not yet.
This weekend.
Okay. And there was a very great discussion about matters and consciousness again. The non-attachment going to solve all of those because of modern science. They emphasize on everything's created from matters. It doesn't matter. And then religions, they emphasize on consciousness. It doesn't matter. So, those two great debates and you don't pay importance to it, then you're out of the hook, actually out of the hook. So it doesn't matter if religions emphasizes on consciousness, the awareness, the Buddha nature, or science emphasizes on matters which creates the mind, it doesn't matter. And it's a great relief. I think it is a great relief because of that non-attachment, unbind everything. You don't concern for enlightenment anymore. It doesn't matter now. You don't concern for reincarnation or not. It doesn't matter. You don't concern for the brain that creates the mind or consciousness that create the brains. It doesn't matter. And it's a great relief. You're off the hook. Now you're going to understand deeply why state of meaning of being as it is. As it is. It doesn't matter if you're reborn again or non-reborn. And I don't know how to express this more better than non-attachment. And again, that sometimes the mind say, how do I gain that non-attachment, another desire? You can have that question because of one of the seven factors for enlightenment is that one is the factor of investigation. So you can have a question, but don't let that question burden you. We soon or later going to come to that milestone. Somehow I'm quite convinced that we're all going to be there sooner or later. And this kind of attitude addressed by the Buddha, he said that everybody has a potential to become a Buddha. It just is saying, same thing as saying it doesn't matter, same thing as saying that non-attachment. It's the same thing. So I do hope we become non-attached. Even though that we are here, we deeply anchor with some kind of desire. So, Daniel, you have watched that. Can you share some of those, please? It's very, very. By the way, last week I recommended that we watched the PBS program called what was it? The Brain Who Is in Control. Incredible program. Please, Daniel.
I found it a bit complicated and confusing, so I didn't really have anything specific to explain.
Holy moly!
Confusion is good, right?
Confusion is good, yeah, but let it be. Don't try to solve the confusion.
I thought it was a good program. I liked it.
Did you watch the whole thing? It's only under 60 minutes.
I watched the whole thing, Thay.
Yeah.
I found it on YouTube. I watched it on YouTube.
Yes. And all of them say that there is no Yakam, there is no Daniel, there's no Marcus, there's no Sophia, no Christy. It's just something. It's an agent inside the brain, and then we relate that kind of brain's activity to become to personalized as Yakam, as Marcus, as Sophia. But actually it's the work of the brain, and there's no such a entity as Yakam at all. And it's incredible.
It did say that, and that's the reality.
Yes, and all of them say that. All of the specialists who participate in the program, they all say that. And it's really incredible. Yeah. So,
Christy, did you say you watched it? I thought so.
Christy, she wasn't here this
Wasn't here.
And then you can, after that, you can watch the Deception, Perception. It's a great one too.
Perception, deception?
Deception, Perception.
Perception, deception.
Oh.
Or something like that.
Perception, deception.
Oh, Perception, Deception. Oh, okay. All right, I know that you have a lot of experience to share, especially Sophia.
Oh,
I know that you have pain when you sit down or when you sit meditate.
I cannot do lotus position. But you know what is helping is when I'm watching TV at home, I like to sit on the ground. So I could sit on the ground, I just have to change position, but instead of sitting on the couch, that's my practice. I sit on the floor. You call on me, I don't have anything apart from my mind, so I'm suffering a lot. So maybe you call on me so I could wake up, you know?
Oh, that's Sloth and torpor.
Yeah, I'm still getting in trouble because of attaching too much on my self, you know.
Welcome to the club. Yeah, the club of attachment. Because of we monks here, we do have attachment too. So, in that way, you make me feel better.
Have you sit on the floor similar to what you're doing now or different?
Yeah, I have my my meditation. Sometimes I bring it here, so it's just almost like this one. But I like to lean, so I'll have the couch will be right there, and on the carpet I'll put this, then I'll just sit. Yeah. But I grew up in a culture which sits a lot on the floor too. So like we eat on the floor, we're supposed to do a lot of things on the floor, so it should be easy, but I forget.
Maybe next life you're gonna be a Japanese. Yeah, everything's on the floor.
Oh, Vietnamese.
Vietnamese, they have table and chairs. So.
Oh.
but Japanese, mostly, and Korean, mostly on the floor. So you mentioned about Lotus position.
Yeah, you know, like I can really, it doesn't go really lower, so it's like, but
Okay, that's
this
a
is
half
progress. I cannot do full at all.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a good stretch.
When I first started out, that I'm craving for doing that too, so I keep practicing, and then until I got it, and then I found out it's not the main purpose. The main purpose is to know, to understand what the mind is, instead of of course, the full lotus is very desirable for meditators because of the stability of the triad. So, but if most of us here are old, so we're not flexible. We're not flexible like we were young, so we cannot.
I don't think you should have said that. At least not with just looking at me.
No, it's frankly, it's a fact, and we cannot. So, one of the pioneer meditation teacher, Joseph Goldstein. He didn't sit full lotus, half lotus. He sat on a chair, just like that. But he gained enormous wisdom. If you try to sign up for one of his courses, you're gonna wait for a long time. And he sat on that chair and meditated. So it comes from the brain. It comes from the mind. It's not from the. Of course, it helps. I don't deny the fact of half lotus or full lotus. I don't deny the fact. But if we cannot, it doesn't matter. Because of the process of learning is not to let go. It's not to get attached. I've seen a lot of, if you cannot do it, then you're not a good meditator. No. no. It doesn't matter. That is the main point. Yes. Anyone, please? Yes.
Well, I really enjoyed meditating when we turned around the other way. I think for me it's much better. I like being in a group, but not having any distraction.
Great. This is one of the traditions of facing the wall, and they emphasize on the sitting posture. Sitting posture, and their slogan is that just sit. That's it. Very simple, but it's very profound. Just sit. If you can see that, just sit, then it's like that a mental soft noting. Once in a while, you remind yourself, just sit. That reminding releases all the mental factors, all the mental problems. You go back to being present moment as it is. Just sit. You feel your whole body. And that's one of the techniques of meditation. Just sit. Very powerful. Very powerful. Yes, Marcus.
I don't know if anyone else, but my parents, when we were kids, they didn't spank us and stuff. But it's funny how you're saying face the wall, because when we were kids, when we got in trouble, it was gui, so it was against the wall. So I don't know if that's just part of meditation. So rather than, punishing us, it was kind of nice to actually face the wall, because then you got to, as a kid, you got to see, why did you argue with your brothers, or what did you do wrong? So it was very interesting that those are kind of, things that I grew up with being in an Asian culture. And it's like, basically they told us to kneel and face the wall, and that was our punishment. So my mom was upset at us, kneel, face the wall, so I just think that when you're mentioning that, it's kind of funny, because that's giving us time out for meditation, and to see that we did wrong, and to release that and understand. And then afterwards, we was like, sometimes the parents would forget, because you'd be there for like half an hour or longer. You start falling asleep, But it calmed us down. It ended the conflict. So.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't know. I was a very stubborn child, so I got that a lot. So. It was that you have to kneel down. Sometimes you stand up and facing the wall, Yeah. But here, it's not a reprimand, but it's a reward that we just sit and facing the wall. We have an opportunity to reflect ourselves. Because of it doesn't matter that what tradition, either the Theravada or Mahayana or Zen, they all recommend that you turn yourself inward, internally, to see what's going on within your mind. They all recommend that. So, facing the wall, just sit.
That's fun. It's no longer a punishment.
No longer. When we grow up, then it's no longer. Yeah. And actually, it becomes very relaxing. It's true, really. If you don't fight, like I said before, if you don't fight, then the session of meditation becomes very relaxing, very enjoying. Yeah. So remember, don't fight with your mentality. Yeah. Anything else?
Tahira, did you have anything?
Yeah, I have two things.
Yes, please.
The first one is related to meditation. I feel severe pain, like I was about to die or something, and I had to move and do something. But then I said, can I sit, just and remember and journey. So I had to do a lot of work, but finally, it was okay. So that was the pain, right? And the pleasure. So like sometimes you have a craving, we react, and sometimes you have pain, we react. So as you mentioned, non-attachment and just bringing our attention to the meditation object, even in our real life, we can prevent those reactions, right? For craving or aversion, right?
Sometimes we misunderstand the non-attachment for something that we have to bear with forbearance. When my first trip to the forest and study meditation, somehow it clicked on me that letting go or non-attachment become an encompass. You encompass everything. You don't have to bear with the pain. But first you understand the pain. Second, you understand that why you move. Third, you understand that this is the whole process of non-self. That is non-attachment. Because of when you have pain, you often fight with it. And it's not a process of understanding. We again, then we go back to the process of meditation is not to understand what's going on. The understanding encompasses everything. First, it was pleasant. And then it becomes displeasant. And then it becomes painful, and then we become fighting with it. And then after that, we cannot fight with it anymore. We start moving. We start changing the position. All of them we understand. That understand is non-attachment. It's not a non-attachment that you have to fight to it too much that you become crippled. If pain becomes too much, we move. But we understand why we move, how we move. And that is wisdom right there. It's good to fight with the pain because of I'm going to bring this subject back again because of during the process of disintegration, the process of all the body elements become disintegrated, it's going to be extremely painful. So we have to learn what the pain is and such and such. And so if during the meditation, if we can endure with the pain, it's okay. But then we have to come back to understanding that the wisdom is more important because of I've seen a lot of people that get over the pain and then they become arrogant. The ego set in. Oh, I win. See that? Can you see the ego that set in? Oh, I win the pain. And every time the ego grows, every time you win, and you don't gain any wisdom out of it, even though that you want the pain. So understanding is extremely important, extremely important. They understand overcomes, wins or lose. Yes.
Tahira, did you say you had physical pain or some kind of pain in your mind?
The physical.
Physical pain, all right.
Then I felt like I might fall down. I had a fear of fall now. I have to deal with that. So I noticed my body was all tense. So I need to. But finally, I guess, you rang the bell and I said, oh my God.
Sometimes that you gain some kind of it's also the pain, but actually you enjoy the pain during the process of meditation. There's such a thing like that too. Sometimes it's a pain, but you actually enjoy it because you can really follow it moment to moment. You can follow it so close that there is no separation between pain and you. You forget that who is having pain. You forget completely. You are the pain. And when you are the pain, then there is no separation. There is no you anymore. So it just what we call now pain is a label, mental label, because it's only a sensation. It's all sensation. The sensation, and then the mind labels it as pain. But when there is no labeling, there is no mental labeling anymore, then it's just a sensation. Now remember, just sensation, and sensation is only sensation. And from there, I don't offer, emphasize this one, but it happens sometimes that you can really actually enjoy the pain. It's just like an absorption into the pain.
Yeah, was it a good pain or a bad pain? For example, I'm stretching right now, and it's a good pain. It's a positive type of pain.
It's a good sensation.
Right. It hurts a little, but that's just part of the process. So was it a good pain or a bad pain? Bad pain. Maybe you should have moved it.
Yes.
I did actually.
Good.
So then I thought, I'm not doing my meditation. I'm supposed to observe it, not supposed to move.
Observe the movement, observe the non-moving too. It's not that we cannot, if we cannot sit still like a stone, then we move. But we understand why we move. We observe the movement. Okay.
Was there a number two?
Yeah.
Is there number two or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
The other question was related to, like you don't exist, nobody, in reality we don't exist. It's in my mind that when we talk about non-attachment, so regarding sensations, like is my sense perception, my eye sees you, and is it my attachment that's creating the picture? Do I need to let go and then focus to the meditative object? Like how we can come to realization what is reality is?
The reality is the actual reality is non-reality. Because as you see me right now, just take one split second. Just that one split second. There are so many picture frames that came to your eyes, and then go back to now. Daniel, you know this very well. And it becomes, tiny electrical bursts, and then it somehow magically magically that they go to the nerves endings and then the electrochemicals that sparks and then create an image within your brain. You're not seeing me right here. No, actually you're seeing me in your brain right now. Yeah, there is no me that exists in between you and me. There's a space, but actually your recognition, your perception is happening in your brain. It's not I'm right here, you're right there.
Then who are you? It's just in my brain.
It's just in the brain. Terrible, huh?
Let's say Happy Halloween.
They also say there are no colors in reality.
And-
So I see colors and stuff.
Yeah, if we color because of the light. If we if we turn the lights off, if there's no light, there's no colors.
Colors too.
Yeah.
A lot to learn.
Yes, there are a lot.
So if I touch you though, you're real. I mean, I can touch something.
Yeah.
It's,
The sensation to transfer from the object that being touched, and then go to your the sensation of your skin, and then
that's
nerves.
still not real. It's still not like this.
No, real,
Like I'm touching.
unreal because of the changing, the ever process of changing. If you keep touching it, at first it was cold, and then for a few seconds it becomes warm, and if you keep it longer, it's warm enough, and then you feel hot. So the same thing, from cold to hot, it's the process of changing.
Change.
Change all the times. And when we see that, then it's not a reality, it's not real. The reality is that the changing, the ever-changing that's going on, that is reality. Yeah. So it's not a solid. Same thing with looking at you. Then in high definition, we have 32 frames per second. They used to be 17 frames per second, but now in high definition, they have this 32 frames per second and 64 frames per second. Just one second. Then we have 32, 64 frames coming on to it. Yeah. Otherwise, we become solid. We cannot move. With that impermanence, we cannot move. With that impermanence, then you only see one frame of the picture without impermanence, only one frame. And with impermanence, many frames. And therefore you see that I move my hand. Yeah, it's very interesting if we look into the actual fact of impermanence. Very interesting. Anything else? May we come to understanding that the process of meditation is not to observe. To observe the 5 hindrances that's going on. To observe everything that's going on, not only the 5 hindrances. And from that observation we gained understanding, we gained wisdom. Right there, that wisdom becomes non-attachment. Amen.
Yes.